Yeah, I guess you're gonna get it all week. But what's it gonna be like facing Josh?
Just another opponent that we're just trying to create good habits and win in the football game.
What's your fondest memory of Josh while he was here with the Panthers?
Josh had different phases, hair phases. I remember Josh came in here with a mohawk, scissored, like a lawnmower went through it a couple times. He had mohawk with the lines on. I don't know. I think that was just a phase of his life. But I got all respect and love for Josh, and me knowing him and his brothers and his family, pretty good people, and that's a relationship that go further than football, and that's what you got to respect about this game.
Have you seen him grow as a cornerback in the film that you've watched there with him being with the Redskins now?
Oh, of course. I seen him grow when he was here. Josh is a outstanding player. We know that. We understand that, and it's just going to be an added bonus as far as emotions. Come Monday night.
You think he'll be on Kelvin all game?
I don't know.
Kelvin said he thinks so. Looking forward to it.
Kelvin's been getting a lot of defenders' best, so I'm pretty sure he will.
We obviously don't see the whole practice. We see a portion of it, but during our portion of it, it looked like you weren't throwing a whole lot. Are you sore? Something going on there?
You didn't stay the whole practice?
Well, we're not allowed to stay the whole practice.
Well, you missed a good part.
Oh. You want to tell us everything?
Yeah. See, I was running down, and then we had a couple. Look. No, it was nothing to be scary about. But we had a good practice, and plan on having many more leading up until Monday.
You just resting it a little bit, or?
Oh yes, sir.
Shoulder can.
Body can.
You have a nickname for Mario Addison?
Shoot, the way he been playing, his name need to be Super Mario. I mean, geez, what a difference a person makes, with the absence of Chuck. Mario has kind of been our edge nightmare for us. We know Starlito and KK, they're going to be there themselves, and as Big Vern, gets growth going on, everything will catch up. So.
On Josh, I know a lot was made when you guys got into it at training camp last year. Y'all talked after that how it made you better. Both of you guys made each other better. How when you look back now, how did he make you better over the long term?
Well, one thing about it, and being on this team, you're going to compete, and having a veteran with that mentality is kind of rare, and you see it in his gameplay. For people who don't really know Josh, I think he's a person that thrives on attention. And I think you have to have that, playing in when you get into the professional realm of football, because you play in front of 70, 60, 80,000. Josh is a person that challenged me daily because of that competitive mentality. This is on the field. This is off the field. This is after practice. Last year, just, trying to create some type of, competition. We would see who has the best hands, and these things are second to none, So just anything from video games, cards to basketball in the off season, we always compete, and like I say, that's what you have to have as an athlete, of this magnitude.
What was that moment like when you think back on it, though? That the scuffle there. How that was different for you?
It's irrelevant right now. I gain nothing, you gain nothing besides a meaty story leading up into it. A week after this, nobody will remember it. So, next question.
He was quoted
during the off-season, I think, that's saying that you and he had a kind of a mutual respect like dogs, where you would sniff around at each other and then go your separate ways, that you really, that you had
I wouldn't, you know, Josh got some weird analogies sometimes, man, and that's what you got to love to hate, but you know, that's him. But as far as respect, I respect Josh. You know, like I say, our relationship goes way beyond, you know, the game of football. And, you know, I just look forward to, you know, the matchup, you know, on Monday night. Not only that, just playing in front of, you know, a hostile environment, a team that's, you know, on the rise, very, very hot team right now. And it's going to be a good judge for where we are and how we need to get better.
If that was his analogy, what would yours be about your relationship?
Let me just say, it's not going to be as juicy as his was. I don't have that type of analogy, sniffing around. Nah.
Eventually have to accept him for who he is. He's kind of just this. He's gonna say these weird things, do these weird things.
See, I wouldn't misconstrue that for, you know, weird. You know, because Coach Rivera does an unbelievable job with managing egos, and any coach, any locker room, in any sport, professionally, you have to be able to manage egos. You know, you get guys that are the man wherever they came from. You got guys from USC, Georgia, Alabama, Auburn, Washington, you know, Boston College, and the list goes on. You know, so for us to be in one locker room, you got Maxwell Award winners, you got All-Americans, you got first. So that alpha male will always be in a locker room, and it's just a whole bunch of, you know, egos, mentalities, differences that you just have to manage. And Josh was no different. You know, it's no different than being on a team with a Jordan Gross or Ryan Khalil or Travell Wharton and those old vets that, you know, you just have to learn. Some guys are countryer and like to go deer hunting. Some guys just like to just chill on the beach or, you know, go play golf. It is what it is.
Calvin said something kind of interesting about how he hasn't really matched up or been around a corner that still is as chatty as Josh is. He says he's starting to become someone more unique in the league now. Would you agree with that? And then also, what's something that you think of immediately when someone asks you what your favorite Josh Norman quote or saying is?
Well, I think I just heard my favorite Josh Norman, most interesting Josh Norman quote. As far as sniffing dogs, that's you know, from the left field. But Josh, like I said, his competitive nature, you know, that's his edge. You know, we all have edges. We all have something that another person may not bring to the table as much as we do. And Josh needs that. And I realized that with me being around him for the 4 years that he was here, you know, he needs somebody to challenge him so he can get in the groove. It's kind of like as a quarterback, as a mobile quarterback, you need that. You need to run. You need something to get you in the game for you to feel involved. And, you know, it's no difference in the cornerback or even a linebacker.
Cam, the last time you guys played on Monday Night Football didn't really work out too well here against the Buccaneers. How well do you think you've grown as a team over the course of that time going up to this Monday night game?
Well, I think our, you know, test is yet to be, you know, filled out. You know, we'll find out on Monday night. You know, this team has been going through a lot of growing pains with, you know, a lot of young players, a lot of players that's been forced into, you know, major key roles. And for the most part, we've been seeing the growth that we've needed to see. And I'm not just, you know, talking about young guys. I'm talking about, you know, myself. I'm talking about the vets that from the trust to the timing to everything, knowing where everybody's going to be. So I think Monday night is going to be a good testament of where we came from and where we needed to go.
Speaking of that youth, where do you think the young corners, you know, James and Darryl are now compared to where Josh may have been at their age?
Well, I can't say that. It's completely different players. One thing I can tell you, from the time from OTAs to now, different players. And that's what you need to see in this league. This is a production-based league. I always say it. And if you're not producing, then somebody's always looking for a better you. And that's a challenge not only to them but to me and everybody. That's just the business. That's just the nature of the beast. But these guys come in and work with Coach Wilkes and the defensive back coaches and grinding each and every day, challenging each and every day, and competing each and every day. And that's what all you can ask for that to compete and to carry over come game day.
Have you ever heard Bradbury say anything on the field?
Major James? Sometimes he's more goofy than people give him credit for. Yeah.
How do you earn that nickname?
He's bald head, and his parents are military parents, I believe, from what I do know. And just sculpture. That didn't sound right. That didn't sound right. Lil Daryl. Lil. L-I-L. Daryl. Huh?
Is Daryl Williams Big Daryl?
Well, his name, in essence, but his name's Nostrils. You ask, I tell.
Why is Bradbury goofier than we think?
You know, I really didn't know because now I showed my age last week when I found out certain schools and who goes to what school or who went to certain schools and I said, yeah, man, I went to a college visit. And when you went to a college visit? I said, shoot, you might have been there. That was what, junior college? That was like 2011, 2012, or was it? No, 2009. I told somebody 2009. He's like, 2009? Man, I was a freshman in high school. I said, well, dang. But these young guys, man, they relatively quiet, and it takes them a long time to see because for so much and so long, they look at the league as an achievement. Like, oh man, I'm going to the league. I'm get this, I'm gonna get that. Family gonna be straight doing this, do that. But a lot of times you often forget the what comes with it, what you have to do as far as being a professional, knowing your assignment and alignment each and every day, and the social part comes with the, let's say, winning attributes of the season. And with this season being what it is. Not writing it off. I'm just saying we just haven't had any much social events. And when we did have, one at a a charity event, you get to hear them and you get to talk and you get to, see the person behind it. Also, being out there in California for that week, that was pretty helpful for the team as well.
Obviously, your fatherhood impending again. What your thoughts just on becoming a father for the second time?
Happy.
Any name ideas yet?
A lot.
Josh Norman?
Josh Norman? Not in a million years. No. If I were to tell Josh Norman I'm naming my next child Joshua, nah.
Cam, this defense, I know you respect everyone in the league as far as defensively is concerned, but this defense of late has shown an ability to sort of have difficulty stopping, they've been giving up points. I know you guys have really been stressing trying to pound the ball into the end zone instead of settling for field goals. It seems like a recipe that would be what you would need at this point in the season. I don't know how you view it.
Well, as far as offensively, we're just trying to play thorough, in a whole game, playing a complete game. And that's not necessarily scoring on every drive, just having that finishing mentality, that killer instinct, like I mentioned after Sunday's game, to put teams away. It may be 3-17, 3-possession game. That's what we have to get into. We can't keep giving teams opportunities and chances to get the momentum or have time on their favor to have a chance. But that comes with growth. That comes with being in those type of situations and everybody being familiar and comfortable, so that if that time does come, we'll know exactly what to do.
Last 4 games completion percentage is 43%. I know you probably would like it much higher. Why is that, and what do you got to do to?
I could care less. I'm just looking for the most important statistic in all of sports.
When you talk about Josh, the guy needs to be challenged, how do you balance or weigh your temptation to challenge him versus being smart because of his ability?
Well, you just got to take what the defense gives you. Go where the reads takes you. You know, we have multiple reads and different indicators that tells you to look one side than the other. It could be front base, it could be linebacker alignment, it could be cornerback alignment. Hell, it could be, you know, a spot on the field. You know, and I learned that the hard way this past week. But with that given, you know, having that smart mentality, you know, smart not conservative, and that'll get me a long way.
So you don't just challenge him for the sake of ego to go out there and say, I can beat you, Josh Norman.
It just depends. It just depends. Knowing me and Josh, it's a highly likelihood that it'll be there. But I have to control that beast more than anything.
How did you and Leonard Johnson become such close friends?
How you know we close?
Because you invited him to your charity and you made him the elf. Your same time he was the elf.
I invited, you know, a couple more people too.
You guys seem close.
Yeah. He's a teammate of mine, and you know, he's a person that has been filling big shoes for this team. He's kind of been like a breath of fresh air to a degree. You know, to have that spark. He's a person that's been around great organizations that you know, and I feel as if can help us for years to come. You know, and with his approach to the game, you know, more time in the film room than you know on the field is something that earned a lot of his teammates, including myself, respect.
There's an up chance that you guys could be eliminated by Monday night from the playoffs. How will that impact, if it'll impact at all, you guys kind of going forward?
It's not. I'm telling you that it's not. You know, you look at guys' faces in that locker room. You look at the preparation. Nothing's changed. You know, for us, it's all about creating good habits, knowing that if we want to be in the position that we want to be in for years to come, it's something that, you know, Coach Rivera and Mr. Gettleman always talks about is sustaining success and sustaining that late into the season. We have to win games in November and December, and that's all this is about.
Are you able to say if you're going to have another holiday baby? Or can you give us an idea when it's coming? Your dad was dishing a little bit.
He was.
Sounds like it.
Boy or girl, at least.
So how will we know?
How did you find out last time?
Dashed after practice.